You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. Doing this job, you learn something every day, I found. I didn't know that there was a surfing instructor doing business in Fall River. I worked in Fall River for 21 years. It never struck me as a surfing community, but that was then, and this is now. Fall River Gnome Surf provides one-on-one instruction, surf camps, and other water-related events for young people and adults. And the founder, Christopher Antao, provides a very special experience for children who have been diagnosed with autism and some other special needs as well.
Correct.
So welcome, Mr. Antao. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. So what got you interested in surfing? Let's start with that. Are you from southeastern Mass or southern New England?
I am born and raised in Fall River. My parents, my dad was from the mainland, Portugal. My mom's from the Azores. And my parents purchased a condo back when I was 5 months old. And we have been vacationing in the summer in the coast of Portugal throughout my childhood. And that's where I picked up the love of surfing out on some of the best waves in the world. Nothing like the waves here, but yeah, that's where the love for surf began. Yeah. All
right. And when did you start your business? How is that going?
Well, we're not a business. Well, technically, I guess you could say that, but we're an official 501c3 nonprofit. We were founded in 2015, and I was self-funding the program up until March of this year, where we became an official 501c3 because we had to meet the need that was being presented in front of us. And basically, since 2015, we've surfed with over 400 families. And this year alone, year to date, we're slotted to hit that number just in this summer alone. So there's some really amazing things happening at Gnome Surf.
So you've joined with a couple of other groups, is that correct? Sophie's Promise and Community Autism Resources, and you are now providing lessons to youngsters with special needs, adults too. I mean, but the fact is you are creating some programs for youngsters with autism. At first blush, at first take, I thought about that and I said, geez, these kids are kind of all over the place. How does that work? How does Chris Antao teach these young people the focus that they need to stay on the board?
Yeah, so basically what we do, Sophie's Promise, Community Autism Resources, 21 Friends, which is an organization working with children with Down syndrome, and we also are the first surf therapy program in the world to address the needs of the LGBTQS community as well. We're working with an organization called Out Metro West. Basically, we partner with these other nonprofits and collaborate and throw on a camp-type structure, which will have a camp starting June 30th through October, I believe is 6th, every Sunday. From 5 to 8 during the beach season, and then once Labor Day hits, we'll go to 10 to 1 a.m. And these organizations basically partner with us to offer those camps. Now, in addition to that, we also offer one-on-one lessons individually through Gnome Surf with this population. The thing that sets us apart is that we're not just surf lessons, we're a surf therapy program. And surf therapy is a very recent development in psychotherapy treatment, widely used for children with adults, children and adults with autism or veterans who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, amputees, homeless people, so on and so forth. And we're actually members of the International Surf Therapy Organization. And like you said before, you didn't think that surfing was too popular in Fall River, but we're not just in Fall River. We surf with surfers from all over New England and New York. They come here to our beach in Rhode Island and surf with us. And according to the CEO of the International Surf Therapy Program, we will be one of the top programs in the world this year. By 2020, our numbers are projecting that we will be the top program in the world. And we're doing it very different than some of the other surf therapy programs where the other surf therapy programs are teaching them, riding for them. And we're physically teaching children to surf on their own. So the self-confidence that comes from that is just multiplied, for sure.
So where's the beach?
The beach is South Shore Beach in Little Compton. And the reason why we surf there, it just offers a perfect pitch, a mellow wave. And because of that environment, we've been able to tailor our programming to really foster self-confidence, positivity, happiness, kindness, and just a very different way of offering recreational therapy to children on the autism spectrum with Down syndrome. And we're for all kids, so to say. We have kids with depression and anxiety, but and the other part about our program is we actually do research. So we have two wings of the research. We have global research through the International Surf Therapy Organization, which is a global effort between 20 or so surf therapy programs, and we collect data to prove what we're doing. In addition, we have partnered with professors from URI and the chief of neurology at Hartford Medical, and they are developing a Gnome Surf specific study that will become the cream of the crop, the gold standard in research in children with autism in sport, and where we're going to be studying independence, confidence, self-confidence, physical fitness, happiness, connection, in a really in-depth way, not only question-based, but video analyzing as well, because each one of us will be wearing a GoPro in the water, so to say.
So tell us about the surfing camps for kids who are autistic.
Yeah.
How does it work? Tell me about.
It's probably
and
the
day one. It's a little chaotic, I would imagine.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. I think the misconception that a lot of us that don't have autism make is that we're labeling and limiting this population. And once you get out there with them, you quickly realize that limits don't exist. Basically, what we do is we offer surf therapy, art therapy, yoga in an ecotherapy experience where the kids will rotate through certain stations, whether it be the art, yoga, or the surf. And we take step by step, small little wins, and we reward every little positive action, so to say. And generally, 99% of the time, the kid is going to be riding a wave on his first day. And atypical people, as we call them, some of them can't even surf. So when you see that happen, it's just an amazing, magical thing. There's a certain feeling that exists on that beach.
And it is because of the confidence that's built in your program that you build with this kid? Is that basically it?
Yeah, I mean, at first you see them come on in, they're very nervous, and we just put them at ease and try to foster a friendship. In these other programs that you see happening in the area, there's one in specific that comes on in and does a one-day event in Rhode Island. Now, they were pioneers of this type of surf therapy, but we take it to a whole different level. This isn't a one-day event for us, and this isn't we're surfing for a child. We're taking the time to get to know the child, build a friendship with them, have them trust us, and then we guide them through step by step in the process and teach them how to surf independently. So it's really an amazing thing to watch, and their self-confidence goes from being nervous to where they're telling everybody they're a surfer. And you can see it gleaming off their face with the smiles. And it's just been the most amazing experience for myself.
You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. My guest is Christopher Antao, who's the founder of Gnome Surf in Fall River, and has a wonderful program where he works with children with special needs, mainly autistic, but other special needs as well, to help them gain the confidence and the attention span that's needed, really, to do the job. Nothing is free today, yet these camps are free of charge?
We partner with other nonprofits who gift the camps to the children. They help support our program. Surfing equipment is extremely expensive. Each surfboard runs us about anywhere from $700 to $1,500, and then you have life vests, and we also use cameras on each instructor in the water to complete some of our research and so on and so forth. So, yeah, it can get very expensive. So, but we've been fortunate enough. I've been able to self-fund the program up until this year, where we've seen an explosion from last year. We had about 150 participants through the whole summer, and at this point last year, we were only at 35 students registered. Fast forward to 2019. Year over year, at this point, we're at 350 students registered. Wow. So if you do the math, that would work out to about 1,200, but we're going to have to cap that this year until we can get a major corporate sponsor who will help us facilitate.
Your staff, all volunteer?
Most, I'd say 90% of them are volunteers. We do pay the surf instructors, the art instructor, and the yogi that we have on the beach. We also have a nurse present at every camp. We have a lifeguard. And our volunteers our camps will be operating at least 2 to 1. That's 2 volunteers to every 1 child. And their very one boss is the child, and their job is to be a concierge of happiness for that kid. So it's really an amazing experience that we have. And this year, we've also transitioned and purchased a lot of land in Costa Rica, in the wellness capital of the Americas. It's known for rejuvenation, and it's an epicenter of wellness focused on yoga and surfing. And we're going to be building a treehouse resort out there where we'll be able to fly families from all over the world, and where we'll work on surf therapy, art therapy, and yoga.
So that's in the future.
That's in the future. The land is bought. We own it.
Wow.
By the end of the summer, we're hoping we'll have enough funds to go ahead and complete phase 1, which will be a shipping container that will be converted into a 2-room place for the families to come in and to house some staff. And we'll be well on our way. And we look to have 2 luxury tree houses, 2 luxury tiny homes, a staff compound, a yoga studio, art studio, and a pool. So
sounds like a vacation spot.
Yeah, well, that's
resort.
what a lot of people ask us. They sometimes can be a little skeptical, and they ask, okay, why Costa Rica? We have so much need here. And my one question back to those people is, what do you do when you need a break? What do you do to rejuvenate? You don't think that families who have children with autism don't need that world-class rejuvenation experience?
Sure, they sure do.
Yeah. So,
I bet more than a few parents have said, "Oh, Joey can't do that. That's too dangerous." You've heard that.
I've heard it more times than not.
Yeah. But what do you say to them?
I say to them, do not limit your child. It's extremely safe. We're there with the child one-on-one the entire time. We're not going into the depths of the ocean. We're pretty shallow, so to say, and it's extremely safe. And what the parents quickly realize is that their child is is capable of a lot more than they realize. And 10 times out of 10, when I get out of the water, the parents are crying. So, for sure.
What's the benefits of learning how to surf for all of us?
Wow. Okay. I mean, surfing saved my life. I've struggled with anxiety and depression throughout my life. And when I was introduced to surfing, it's like a shot of positivity. It builds self-confidence within you. It builds happiness. And these are proven statistics through research that we do through the International Surf Therapy Program. We're seeing results that 96% of participants who participate in surf therapy are feeling more self-confident and happier. surf therapy combines therapeutic elements of the ocean with the adventure of surfing to positively impact the lives physically and mentally of our athletes worldwide. So,
again, I want to get back to this because many autistic kids, their attention span is just it's very short. Every few minutes they move on to something else. How do you get their attention span? How do you capture that so that they can learn?
Well, the thing with autism that's such a beautiful thing is that there is no label that you can put on autism, right? So you have, that's why they call it a spectrum. You have very, I don't want to say high functioning because they don't like labels, but some don't require much attention, right? And then you have some that require a lot of attention. But when you get them into the water, there's a certain calmness that comes over these kids, that they feel the therapeutic effects of the ocean, and that coupled with the adventure of surfing really provides a unique experience for them, and they're completely engaged. I mean, I have children who are nonverbal that I've never communicated with somebody so well before out in the ocean. And the reason why I started this surf school is I come from a less than privileged background. My mom was born in an island in the middle of the Atlantic, and her first doll was made of cardboard. My dad was orphaned at 2. My grandfather, ever since I knew him, was an amputee of both legs. So for me, the drive was there. And through my own childhood traumatic experiences, I also felt a little bit different growing up. And that I realized today that I needed to go through all that I went through so I can feel the compassion and empathy I do for these children. And I'm just trying to deliver to them what I wish I would have had. And basically, I don't want them to ever feel that pain of feeling different. I want them to embrace their special abilities and not their disability, and really show the world that, they shouldn't be labeled or limited. And they really have some amazing things to show us and bring us all together. Once you know somebody with autism, you don't stand a chance. You're in love and you are engaged and you want to provide the best possible experience for that child. So my job is fairly easy, so to say.
How can people find out more about the surf camps and Gnome Surf?
We do. We just launched a website, www.gnomesurf.com, and that's spelled GNOME surf.com. We have a Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. We got them all.
So you're around.
Yeah.
You're around on social media. And again, that next surf camp is opening when? June 30th?
June 30th is our first one, and that will be with Sophie's Promise. The following Sunday, it will be with Community Autism Resources, and we kind of rotate throughout the summer there. And we have 2 camps focused in on kids with Down syndrome through 21 Friends. And we also have a LGBTQS camp that we will be, like I said, the first surf therapy program in the world to focus in on that population. And we will be offering a camp specifically to them as well.
My guest has been Christopher Antao, who is the founder of Gnome Surf in Fall River. Chris, good luck with this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me on, and we appreciate all the support we've received from the community.
And really thank you for your efforts in helping autistic kids and other kids with disabilities to overcome them and gain confidence and lead a more confident life. That's a wonderful thing.
Thank you very much. And a lot of people say thank you to me, but I also need to say thank you to my athletes because it's a two-way street. Sure. And what they've done for me is also simply amazing.
Thanks again, Chris Antao, the founder of Gnome Surf in Fall River. Don't go away. Townsquare Sunday returns in just one moment.